Hey guys, welcome back to another Shrinebreaker video. Today I'm going to go over a different playstyle. It's more of a split push playstyle than my last video with the drain tank. Um, and I talked a lot about like the grubbies this season and how hard it is to split push when the enemies get their hands on it. But I kind of want to go over what happens when you have most of the grubbies and how you can utilize split push just like you have in the past, like last season or whatever. And the best way that I like to utilize it for this season is with movement speed. Celerity is just really good right now. And now you have 2% more movement speed, which is going to add quite a bit. So with Volibear's base movement speed, he should be about 350, which is pretty decent. And if you go into Swifties and like uh, like Storm Surge or Cosmic, you're pretty fast.
ARTHEO ends the game. Keep fucking stalling their backs. Stall the backs. Stop the ports! Stop the ports! Stop the ports! Stop the ports! ARTHEO!
So we'll talk about the items in a bit, but we're going with the standard Stormbreaker kind of page: grabs, demolish, second wind, overgrowth. Towards the late game, this is very strong, especially at the Nexus towers and for hullbreaker. Hullbreaker skills off health. It's going to deal damage to the Nexus and the inhibitors. So that's why we take overgrowth with this playstyle. Celerity is really good with the Q. It's good with like teleport and even with ignite. It allows you to stay on top of the target. It's really good with ghost. It helps you get away from the Avengers and um, just to be on the map quicker than usual. So we got attack speed. This is very important. You want to be able to keep your passive active, the lightning chain. And then, we got movement speed, tenacity, slow resistance. Slow resistance is very important, in my opinion, for the split push. You cannot afford to get slowed. So the enemies now have the red buff, like all of them, so you're going to get perma slowed. So having that slow resistance is really helpful. And a little bit of tenacity is good, and like Merc boots are good. Tenacity overall is really good on Volibear, but slow resistance I think is better because you're trying to get away and get out. Yeah, you can get CC'd or perma CC'd, and sometimes tenacity just isn't enough. So if you get CC'd once, at least you get the Q reset if you press it in time before you CC'd, then you should be able to get out. All right, I'm going to talk about the items. So early items, this is what you want to go for. You want to go Swifties, Storm Surge, and then Riftmaker. So Riftmaker is going to feed Storm Surge passive, so you're going to get more burst out of it, and overall a lot of attack speed and movement speed in this and sustain. And then you want to go into Hullbreaker, which is going to give you even more movement speed. So this item here has movement speed, so this is like the first thing you want to get. Swifties into this. It's going to give you 5% there, and then Hullbreaker, you're going to get 4% there, and then it's going to bump up to 5% once you get Hullbreaker. So you're going to be zooming. And if you want to continue that speed, you have options here. You got Warmog, you can get the out of combat regen. Often I take this if I hard win the lane, and I can just use this to like perma split, especially if my team's holding their own. But if they're not, then I might have to consider other options because my team's going to be pushed in, and I need items that might help with wave clear. So like Titanic is really good for that. Nashers is optional. Um, and then into late game here, we got options here. We can go Cosmic for more movement speed and damage, or Jack Show, which is going to give us the perfect amount of defense, magic, and armor. If we want to go more damage route and just sit on this, And the other option is more movement speed defense items like Dead Man's Force of Nature. All of these are pretty viable together. Um, so yeah, let's get into the VOD review so I can kind of go over. All right, we're against Shaco, which is not very fun, but it's not that hard either. So this is kind of free farm for us. Shaco's not going to really do anything, and you don't want to spend too much time chasing them around. Just focus on the farm and your items. So there's not a lot that's going to be happening here, so this is all you're doing here. You go ward this bush. So I got the money for Swifties. I'm waiting a few minutes for it to go. So that's going to give me a lot of movement speed. So with Celerity, as I was talking about, so now we got 416, which is quite a bit for just boots. I've never had that in the past. In the past, it would be like 400. So this is huge. So when you go straight into Storm Surge got buffed to 8% movement speed. So that's a lot. So go in here and help him with this. So right here, we got 3 grubbies. So I automatically know that the window for me to split push this game is huge. And that's what I want. I want to be able to split push and not have to be forced to team fight. But in this game, I actually end up not team fighting, but more like I had to protect the side lanes from being pushed in because the bot lane was just dominating, as you can see right there. Caitlyn's got, a 300 gold bounty. Pushing this in, getting a plate there, go back. So let's see what we buy here. This is what I'm talking about. Either whips. That right there gives you 30 ability power, 5% movement speed, and you can look over here on the left side here. 434 movement speed. Now in the past, I would go Swifties into Moonplate, and that only gave me 419 movement speed. So this is a huge jump in movement. It's one of my favorite ways to play Volibear, because it helps you run down the target, and it helps you get the lane faster, and it also helps you, get away from everybody. Because there's always 3 or 4, coming to your lane and trying to take you down. So I know Lee's here, so all I'm doing is just pushing. He can't catch me. He can't land anything on me because I'm so fast. And if he does, I'll just pop my ghost and be even, faster. See, he can't touch me. So he's wasting his time. I think my ignite gets him. Boom.
Seriously?
Alright, so we pick up the rest of these. So we got 5. Actually, yeah, I think we got 5. I think we got 5 grubbies. So they only got 1, I think. Which is what we're looking for. We're looking to have more, and that's going to tell you to go ahead to split push in the game. But I'm going to show you with my itemization. Normally I like to go Storm Surge, like Hullbreaker into like Warmog and just chill and perma push. But in this game I had to go Storm Surge, Riftmaker, Hullbreaker, and then go for wave clear items because I knew in the late game I was going to be pushing against super minions. Alright, nothing special here. Keep going back for some reason. Losing a lot here.
Dominating. Red team has slain the dragon.
So far, the enemy team has 2 dragons, which is bad.
Shut down.
Not worried about it. It came close. Zoe's coming up here to hold the lane for me, I guess. So now we have Storm Surge. We got 8%. Let's see what that gives us. So we got 444 movement speed. That's a lot with just one item and boots. So that's like having a dead man's. But you got damage. So we are squishy, but we deal quite a bit of damage. So it's easy to wave clear and get out. We got a lot of movement speed, so they can't really stick to us. So we pick this up.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Now I'm working on Riftmaker. So I'm just focused on pushing to the tower. If I got ult, I'm going all the way. So I messed up here. I targeted the wrong one and I thought I got the right one. But whoops, unlucky. That's my bad. Played that terrible. That's okay, did a lot of damage to the tower. Caitlyn's popping off 9 and 1. I don't know what's going on, and I think it's because of the Zoe support pick, but it's whatever. So games like this is where you want to surrender, but you know, with the Volibear, it's not over. It's never over. Like all Volibear has to do is get his items and open up the map a little bit, and then all it takes is one team fight, and it's over. So I don't have ult here, so I'm just chilling. Farming. Zoe's here. Not sure why. Should be at the dragon. But we ended up stealing it, so... Wait, I'm a little confused. Oh, got the rift down. Never mind. I thought it was a stolen dragon. It's my bad. Got enemy has 3 dragons. I get kind of low here. And then Caitlyn's coming up here, so I just want to clear the wave and get out. Shaco dies. Unfortunately.
Unstoppable.
What is one more?
Alright, so I tried to get the shutdown gold here. I knew it was a huge risk, but it was worth a try. Nobody in the neighborhood here to help. Everybody's just kind of like sitting ducks here. I don't know what they're going all here for. There's nothing here. So let's rewind that, and I'll show you what happens here. Everybody should be up here helping me with trying to get this shutdown gold. I try, I hit ignite. Just unfortunately, not enough. And because of that, I lose tower. I go bot lane. Because we need to be able to put pressure here. Open up the map more. I don't have ult here, so I'm not going in yet. And Lee's here, so I'm going to go help out here. I try to block the best I can, but Lee got an open window there. I don't know what. Okay, we got him. Caitlyn's here though. Alright, so I know Vex is gonna go back. So I'm gonna go around. There we go. Pick up that kill. Then I'm just gonna push this all the way down. And get that tower.
What is one more?
So it looks like they're starting Baron.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, so I go top. They got the Baron, unfortunately. So I just focus on pushing, getting this tower, because everybody's going to be at the dragon. Looks like Caitlyn. See, this is where I need to explain something. So when they're sending the 80 carry to deal with you, it's actually a bad thing. Because the 80 carry being this powerful, 12 kills a lead like this, should be in the team fights for the dragon. They need to send Shaco up here. And Shaco's the top laner. He has to match me. Either that or the support can. But the bot lane's the winning this game, so they should be in team fights here. So Caitlyn's kind of wasting a lot of time up. Even if they win this fight and get the dragon, they're still wasting a lot of time up here. So I don't want nothing to do with her. This is fine. I'm just letting her waste her time up here. So let's just watch what happens at the dragon here. Caitlyn still hanging out here. My team gets it, which is huge. So we continue to push. And she's here, but I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'd rather take the tower down, get the money for it. 780G, whatever that is. So I die here. I think maybe if I picked up the shield, I might live. I don't know. Maybe not, but it doesn't matter. Whatever. So now you can see my items now. I got hullbreaker. Pretty much ready to go. I'm ready to break the Nexus. Alright, here we are. So I go bot. See the movement speed now. 462. It's quite a bit. So we're just chilling. We're waiting. I try to look for a window here. That's about all I can do right there, so whatever. And that's all you gotta do with this this kind of style here. You just run in, land your combo Q&E, and just run out. And let the burst damage land and let your team do the work. So I go back to heal here a bit. We're just chilling. Kind of hard to go in with Shaco's toys. Again, it's hard to know which one. So I get out of there.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
So you can see here I bought armor, so I'm going for Jack Show this game since I need another damage item, which I'm going to pick Titanic. Titanic's really good at pushing against super minions.
Bring it down a notch. Has been destroyed.
Alright, so it's chaotic right now. My team is just
Has been destroyed.
really bad. There's the other dragon here, but watch this play. And somehow we steal it, but Lee Sin's over here. I don't know why Lee Sin's over here. I don't know what Lee Sin's doing. He's trolling, and you can see the enemy team here is kind of spam pinging him there. Alright, so we're chilling. We got 2 dragons, so that saves a lot of time. So I try to go in and get Kate, and we do. I get snared here, unfortunately. Unlucky. I'm actually surprised that they're not ending the game off this. What is Lee doing? Yeah, this game's over. For some reason, they're not ending it. Lee is wasting a lot of time on the camp, so I'm gonna say Lee is the one at fault for this game, 100%. He should have dropped everything he was doing and just go in. So he's not playing that game, I guess. That works in my favor. Alright, so I go bot. I don't waste any time. Everybody else can go to the Baron. So I got my ult, I go to a tower. I don't waste my time. Alright, so I go ahead and take this tower. Shaco's gonna teleport here. And we're gonna take this anyway, we got ult. Boom. And what we're gonna do is we're going to get another wave. We don't care about Shaco. We're just gonna get another wave. And then go back. I don't know what he's going for this. Okay, it's not a bad move. So I get the other wave. Then I go back. I think I have Jack Show now. I do. So now we're tanky. So I'm gonna push this wave. And it looked like we were gonna start it, but then he changed his mind. So I'm just gonna go back to pushing side lanes. And Dragon's almost up. You can see here everybody's going here. Caitlyn once again is defending top lane, which is good for us, bad for them. So even though Caitlyn dominated lane, she's also not playing right. And look at that, I took tower and I got out. So I did my job there. So I'm gonna go back, and just like that, we're able to get another dragon under our belt here. So now we're even in dragons. So you can see how like split push, putting pressure on the map can actually help your team in this scenario. And yes, we had 2 steals, but like Lee Sin was kind of grafing on the one, and he might be mad or something. I don't know what's going on in his head. Caitlyn's grafing, even though she's not dominated lane. So these are things that you can look for and abuse your split push power. So this is my window right here to take down the gate tower and open this side up. See, I already opened this side up. So we got a nice steal here. Let's back that up. And watch this. Once again, where's Lee? Lee's right here. So Lee must be getting flamed or something, and he's mad and he's taking it out on his teammates. So these are all things that you can look for, and you can still win a game, even though like bot lanes get dominated and running the game. You get a hard head like this guy who needs to be reported. So I didn't get this because we got the Baron, and that's pretty much all we can do. So now I'm working on I have Titanic already. So, and there you go. So now I'll be able to, fully clear the wave, and if you look, like, I'm the only one that has a full build. on my team. And their team, Lee has full build, Caitlyn has full build. So, you know, you can tell who's carrying this game. I am, just by split pushing. So Shaco's playing bad, Caitlyn's playing bad, Lee Sin is just tilted out of his mind. And for some reason, he doesn't want to group up for objectives. Otherwise, it's a free game for them. So I go on to Caitlyn because I'm already strong enough. I got Titanic. I got everything I need to destroy Caitlyn. So AD Carry did a good job joining me on this fight. In fact, from this point forward, the AD Carry, which I honor by the end of the game, on her performance towards the end of the game here, is she was just joining in, helping me with the fight, and that right there helped win us the game. So this is where I push this all the way up. I don't have ult, by the way, so I just have Demolish and enough power to break in. I got Baron. This is all I need, so I focus on taking this tower. Then I back off and I'm going to get the next one another time. And this is what I'm talking about. The 80k comes in. Nicely done. Good job by Kaiser. I'm getting low here, so I'm just going to get out. And go push top lane. And what you want to do is you notice I got one of these. See that on the left side? You got the iron pot there. Early game you take the sorcery pot, but late game you always take the iron because the sorcery pot is useless against inhibitors and nexus. And your demolish is scaled up by now to be able to take this tower down easily. So the hullbreaker, the more health you put on that, the more damage you're going to deal to the nexus. Plus, you know, the attack speed, every fifth attack is what's going to get that skipper passive off on the whole. I didn't even see Lee Sin here. So all we're doing is just chilling. Going over here to push this wave and keep them all here while we get the next dragon. So just like that, we have soul. So I'm just looking for the window here. It's pretty much the end of the game here. Take that out. Then we just jump on this tower. Do the bear special on this little tower. Boom. And there you have it. So this is how you can make a comeback. You know, you got to pay attention to who's tilted, who's playing bad, and like when you see Caitlyn in top lane like that, matching you, that's actually very bad for them. Look at my CS here. I have 386. I have more than everybody here, even Caitlyn. And I got 21,000 gold. And look at all that. And I have more gold than most, except for Caitlyn. So you can see who's carrying the game. Obviously, Kate is dominating, but she's not using her lead to her advantage. She thought by matching me was going to make a difference. Obviously, if I was stupid and I dived her early, um, and got killed for it, then yeah, then she'd be doing all right. But that's not the case. You know, I knew, and I didn't fight her. I waited until I was strong enough to do so, and you know, it paid off in the end. You can see the stats here. It's pretty high. I love going grabs with you know, the breaker style, mostly demolish is 5k. But most importantly, Celerity is the way to play for the split push this season. If you have all the grubbies or most of the grubbies, that's your go ahead to split push, and I highly recommend going Celerity. Obviously, the drain tank is doing well, and I probably recommend that for the meta in case you don't get the grubbies. It's nice to be able to get the drain tank items, join the team fight, because a lot of times you're being forced to team fight. Otherwise, you're just never going to be able to split push because everybody deals damage to the towers. But If you can help your jungler get the grubbies most of the time, if you can get more than the enemy, you should be able to run these runes and be super fast, difficult to catch, um, and you'll be able to get the lane. I didn't see any fireflies this game. I don't know what the rules are and who gets them, but those orange things on the map give you movement speed. So with Celerity, you're going to be boosting up to your lane. So you'll be able to rush right up there and quickly pressure towards the tower. Uh, so attack speed and the hullbreaker is just really good. So like obviously AP builds with the hullbreaker is just too good. So a lot of times I like to go Storm Surge into hullbreaker and then I go Warmog. Um, Heartsteel is viable, especially with the Riftmaker. You can do it that route. But Warmog got movement speed. It's really good with Celerity, and a lot of times you can get out of combat to regenerate and go back, and you don't have to recall as many times as I did. I would love to have Warmog, but in a situation like this where you need to turn the tables, you need a wave clear. So like Titanic is really good. Riftmaker, Titanic scale well this season, more so than they did last season. So they're hella strong. And Storm Surge with Titanic is really good on a Volibear. You already got enough AP scalings here. We got Gathering Storm to help out. But basically, Volibear's upfront damage does a lot of damage up front. Your magic is delayed, which is why Storm Surge doesn't really pop off until you have like a lot of burst on the E. So when you slam your Q on somebody, that's a lot of burst damage off the Titanic, plus the active, which scales with your ult, by the way. So when you ult, more HP on the active, the more damage you're going to deal. So if you ult, Q, or like press active, Q, ult, bam, you'll land a fat combo on them, and you should be able to burst them down with the E, and the passive will, tickle them after that. You should be able to get the Storm Surge passive. Also, it works with your allies. So if your allies helps you burst down a target, boom, it's really good in like team fight setting. Uh, it's squishy early when you're dealing with, multiple enemies, so you're better off picking one or two targets in the early game. But once you get your items, you're strong enough to go, especially like Jack Show, something like that, or like Dead Man's, or whatever options that I showed at the beginning of the video. So yeah, give this a try. You'll be surprised how much movement speed you can have with the Storm Surge Swifties, and like obviously like items like Cosmic and Walmart's going to give you a hell of a lot more, but it's situational.
ARTHEO!